Hello and welcome back, it's Repulsive Raccoon, aka your favorite trash panda. Today we are going to be playing Godforsaken. This is a Diablo style roguelite with heavy emphasis on gear progression. This is going to be the demo, and with that being said, let's get into it. We are going to be playing the Barbarian for our first kind of playthrough, and we are going to be doing the Black Death Cemetery. We have a little bit of gear. We've played this game before. We've played a little bit of the demo. So the way this game works is you definitely want to have the heavy emphasis on like exploring the map early on to interact with a bunch of the different stuff. But for our first weapon, we have Frost Armor, Intimidating Shout, or Whirlwind Sweep. We're going to use a refresh here. And we're just going to get a skill evolution on our bash attack. But there's a bunch of different stuff to kind of uncover around the map. So you can either get a skill upgrade or kind of like a passive. We'll get some more strength. These torches, I believe, give you... Yeah, so they give you just flat stats. And let's explore to kind of see what this chapel icon gives. I believe this is a restoration. Yeah, so we got our HP brought back up. As you can see, we have our mana pool, we have a shield, we have some HP, we have some sanity. Let's go with the sweep here. Normal attacks has a chance to be released, which will send out an attack. Let's get more physical damage output. All our character does is pretty much that. I'll get Frostblade here. Frostblade is pretty good. It sends out icicles. This book is pretty powerful. You want to get it pretty early on. I believe it gives us kind of like a relic. We'll just get some HP here. Our total HP currently is 238. Already fighting some shielding enemies. And some archers. Get a little bit of XP here. The lightning strike is also pretty good. And that is all our skills. So all our skills are gonna kind of synergize with our normal attacks. So the faster we can attack, the more we'll proc our skills. And so there's these runes that you can put on each of the skills. So this one is 30% elemental damage, or projectiles return to us. The additional damage from shock does increase. I'll put that on my lightning strike. So each skill can have kind of like 3 relics on it. We'll take that epic dex. And most of the time after defeating like a sort of mini boss, you can get more of those relics to put on your skills. But they end up making the skills deal way more damage. Let's get a skill evolution for a Whirlwind Sweep. And there's some chests up here that we'll grab. And here's our first mini-boss. Dealing with him pretty easily. And there we go. So we have skills critical damage plus 50, projectile penetration plus 2, or 10% chance to inflict bleeding. I'm going to put the Pierce on our Frost. That way it just goes through all the groups. We'll get plus 60% pickup range. That way we don't miss any of our XP. And this one is an ordinary chest. You get gear out of these or just random stuff. We've gotten some pretty good gear out of picking up the chest, so I do recommend it. Let's see what else we have. Hopefully we get the legendary or mythic bow from here. Got some just base HP regen, which is nice. If we end up getting hit past our shield, that regen will come in nice. Got a magnet over here. You kind of just want to keep exploring the map as much as possible early on before the enemies become too hard to deal with. But I love the style of the game. It's very Diablo heavy. I do think the enemies are overall pretty cool. Shield recovery, we'll take it. Just because of how many enemies are coming at us right now, we will farm up a little bit just to get some more XP. And we will take more luck just to get better perk upgrades. And as you can see, that lightning strike really putting in work for us. I'll pick up the magnet here, just kind of killing enemies on my way to it. And there we go. Let's get more strength. We are still missing a 5th skill slot. So I might take this one, make a powerful war increasing damage. I'll leave it blank for now though. Enhance armor and health. There we go. And as you can see, that magnet really getting all the XP for us. Increasing the maximum health and armor of all allies. I think we do want this. Just to know ourselves a bit tankier. We'll take it. 4-dimensional power, just +4 to all our stats. And this is our first kind of boss. Let's get more lightning strike. Dodging all of the attacks here. Gonna send out some projectiles. And taken care of pretty easily. Here's attack speed. Additional damage, skill deals increased burning, bleed, or poison. I think we're just gonna go... Please select the room slot you want to put it in. So it looks like because I already have it, I can't actually take this. Don't deal any burning. I guess I'll just put this one on my basic attack for now. And we got basically another skill, kind of like a passive. Gains extra movement speed for a short time after recharge, which is our dash. Gain additional damage reduction after we dash. We'll take that. So every time we dash now, we gain some damage reduction. And you're about to see it, but over here there's a day and night cycle, but there's kind of a unique mechanic with our sanity. So when it turns nighttime, we'll end up progressively losing sanity. And if it falls too low, I believe we start taking more damage, which get lightning strike. So you want to make sure you are kind of toggling your torch, which recovers sanity when it turns nighttime. Sacrificial bone pile. Got some bone shards. We got a well here, just to restore some HP. And as you can see, our sanity is going down, so we gotta pull out our torch. But our torch decays over time. Let's get more XP. So you just want to be careful and kind of juggle between the two, because you want to make sure you have your torch for later nights, because you'll end up losing more sanity the further you progress. So I don't normally use a whole lot of my torch early on. We'll get this magnet. We'll get more lightning strike. And that strike is coming in super nicely. And we will get the 15% more resistances. Don't think you can go wrong with that. And there is another tome on the map, so we're going to make our way towards that. Gain 3 life regeneration. So now we get an increased health and armor, but HP regen on top of it. Critical damage, I think we're just going to go with more attack speed. Faster we attack, the more attacks we send out. And we'll just make our way through the enemies. This is the demo, and this is the first map. So there is, I believe, 5 maps in total, which is actually quite a lot. And there is a number of lightning strikes. There's also a lot more characters. So you only have the barbarian in the demo. But there's like a rogue, a ranger, a paladin, there's a summoner. I believe it's actually just a necromancer, which is really cool. We're facing now some laser eyeball monsters. Have a little bit of tankiness to them. We'll see what this heart on the map is. It's just some free HP. And we will pick up this tome. And there's another one on the map. Here is a mini-boss. It's a wizard summoning a bunch of fireballs at us. Let's get some physical damage. Hopefully we got something good here. Skill launches +2 projectiles. Reduces target armor. Oh, that is really good. What's on my fastest attack? Will probably be on the ice shards just because of how much they fly around. I say that as my axe is just going to town. I left my items down here, so we want to get our ice blade leveled up a little bit. I think my inventory... Yeah, so there's a little bit of inventory management that you kind of have to do. Just to make sure you're actually able to slot everything. Let's just gain all stats here. Plus 20% cooldown time, minus 30% attack speed. Blind on hit. I'll take that on my auto attack. Blinding the enemies just sounds pretty good. And I'm going to just keep using my dash and try to cover. It is nighttime, and we are taking a lot of sanity, so we'll pull out our torch here. When you pull out your torch, you go down to only using 1 weapon instead of your 2 weapons that you normally use, unless you are just using 1 big weapon. So your damage will go down, and we got some increased resistance and increased damage for all elements. A mythic upgrade. And we're just trying to get our sanity a little bit up. It is almost daytime, so that is okay. Our sanity also naturally recovers during daytime, I believe. But let us grab another kind of relic upgrade. There's more Frostblade. We definitely want that just because we put the armor penetration on it. We probably should have put that on our auto attack looking back at it, but that's okay. We are facing another boss. We're facing an abomination. Looks like he's doing a ton of AoEs. We're going to get behind him here. Hopefully dodge a bunch of stuff. We're going to gain the increased shield value. And this boss is falling pretty fast. And there we go. More XP. Projectile flight. Projectiles return to you. Projectiles will no longer be filed, but will rotate around. Projectiles return after being fired. Sounds insane. Yep, and sure enough, our ice projectiles are now coming back to us. We'll get more lightning strike. The tornado sounds pretty good, but compared to the lightning strike and the ice, we will take those two instead. %50 elemental damage plus 20% cooldown time. This isn't on a cooldown though. So let's see how that actually works. I don't think it actually changes anything besides just giving us more damage, which is insane to think about. We'll take more physical damage. Doing a lot of elemental damage now though, so we might want to kind of pivot into that. Yeah, as it's daytime, our sanity is gonna go back up. And we are just gonna keep exploring the map here. More Frostblade. Got more health from there. Campfire is giving us more stats as well. It's pretty nice. And these frost bullets are putting in so much work for us. There's a lot of enemies here, so we're going to just kind of sit around and farm for a second. We'll take the ul stats. The ul stats is just such a nice thing to get, giving us strength, dex, intelligence, and I believe wisdom. We're going to farm these enemies for a second. Ricochet one time. So they ricochet and fly back to us now. I wonder how those kind of work with each other. Yeah, so it looks like if they don't ricochet, they'll come back to us. And then if they do ricochet, they still come back to us. More attack speed. We'll go for the chest up here. Can't use any of these. I'll just skip. And I will go for 8 dex just because it increases our attack speed. I could have also gone with more level up. We are level 46 already. And more attack speed. As you can see, this lightning just eviscerating all the enemies around us. We got ourselves a mini-boss. It is an archer. And he is almost dead. And there we go. Skills do more damage to bleeding enemies, and skills deal damage to stunned enemies. I don't have really either one of those, but I guess I will throw this on the Whirlwind Axe, and if we get some more bleed, we can do that. We'll go for more Frostblade. Just a normal treasure chest and get anything good. I'll probably rotate down to grab this chest on the mini-map and this magnet in the bottom corner, just to grab all the XP that we've kind of missed. And pull down perception. Or percentage, cooldown percentage, yeah, there we go. Increases the cast frequency of skills. Now our main ability is only on a 15-second cooldown. I don't think it's going to apply, yeah, so our raid probability is still 20% for all of those, because they're not on cooldowns, they're all tied behind our normal attack. But our normal attack and our skill now cast even faster. And the shorter cooldown we get on our actual bash is going to make it do even more damage. You got 5% attack speed, we'll go with that. And the amount of frost bullets we are sending out is absurd right now. A ton of enemies, but they're all dying relatively fast. And we'll go for some more crit damage. I don't know what our crit rate is. Hopefully we have some. Even 1% right now would honestly be pretty good. Just because of how many attacks are actually going off. 20% chance to paralyze. I'll actually go with the commanding shout here, just to give us more HP and more armor. And reduced its cooldown by another second. Missed that chest on the map, but that's okay. I'm already working my way down. And we are fighting a skeleton king now. Let's dash out of that attack. He's spinning a bunch. Gotta be careful about that. He's sending out a ton of kind of minions at us. Hopefully we get some good damage here. Gonna do a slam down attack. And he's gonna spin again, it looks like. Yep, there we go. We'll get the paralyze on that. Trying to get away from all those summons. They kind of like heat seek against you. Physical and elemental damage. He's gonna spin again here. He is 1 HP. Hopefully we can finish him off before we die. And there we go. Okay. I'll skip this. And I'll just go for more elemental damage. I'll go for elemental damage here. Deals damage with a 20% chance to restore 1 health. I'm definitely putting that on my basic attack. Could have probably also put it on the ice sword. Just go on elemental damage. I don't know if it would proc off of all the other triggers, which could be really huge against bosses because of all the minions that kind of get spawned in. It is going to be nighttime, so we just want to be a little bit careful tracking our sanity. So there's a decent amount of different mini-bosses and bosses that we've been fighting so far. I'll pull out my torch right now just to keep my sanity levels up, so if a ton of enemies start spawning in, I'll have both my weapons to kind of deal with that. Advanced chest didn't drop anything good for us, though. We'll go with intelligence there. More XP. Level 58 right now. And we are working our way to this magnet. Should give us a few level ups. Let's see what we get. Fighting some demon dogs now. Oh, we got the magnet. We'll get way more armor. 200 armor is nice. I'll put the torch away for a second. More lightning strike. More crit damage. 12 dex. Critical hit plus 15%. There we go. Knockback, we don't care about the knockback. Critical hit rate plus 20%. Okay, so now we have a decent amount of chance to crit. Armor and HP. I'll take the Whirlwind Sweep here. So much XP coming our way. More critical rate increase. More Frostblade. Physical damage and elemental damage. More Whirlwind Sweep. We got more tornadoes now to help kind of with our AoE. This is resistances across the board. Yeah, we'll take resistances across the board. Don't feel like I can go wrong with that. And there are so many enemies coming at us right now. More Lightning Strike. Trying to farm up as many enemies as possible just to get more levels. I will take Evasion. It's only 5%, but just in case it procs even once, that's nice. It means we don't take a hit. About to level up again. Evolution lightning damage increased by 35%. We're going to try getting our sanity a little bit up here. If we start taking too much damage, we'll put it away. But when our sanity gets too low, our hit rate takes a tank. Physical damage plus 20. Another mythic skill. That's huge. Most of our stuff doesn't do physical damage, but that's okay. Our basic attack does. We're level 75 right now, and there's so many enemies. Definitely have having a hard time kind of crowd controlling them. I'll get more Whirlwind. Just need our ice shards to keep proccing as much as possible. Strength and dex. We also only have one weapon right now. And we are facing a Fire Lord of Hell, so our torch is going to be pulled away. Looks like he summoned an aura thing around him. You got to keep dashing out of that. Let's skip this. Elemental damage increase. Get out of the fire on the ground. Summon another aura. He's almost dead. We're just gotta keep dashing out. And there we go. We ended up killing the final boss. And there is damage for lifesteal. We did not get any mythic loot that time, but that's okay. And you return here, and these are the final stats. So these are kind of this is all the gear we got. And as you can see, our Lightning Strike dealing 4.6 million damage, way more than the rest of our stuff. Our standard attack not doing really anything, along with our Whirlwind Sweep. It's still putting in work, but not compared to the Lightning Strike. And we got another talent point, which you can use on the character on their own specialized talent tree. But that is going to do it for today's video. That is the MO of Godforsaken. It's a really fun Diablo style game, and I hope you guys try it out. If you guys enjoyed today's content, hit that like button and hit that subscribe. And until next time, take care.